Green Knight is a fantasy adventure directed by David Lowery and starring Dev Patel. The film is an adaptation of the Arthurian legend, Sir Gawain and the Green Knight, in which Gawain must fulfill a promise to have his head chopped off by a mystical knight made of foliage and bark. His journey takes him far from the kingdom of Camelot, in which he must overcome a series of mystical challenges in order to meet his fate. Let's get into the review. The Green Knight is a very loosely constructed and ambiguous when compared to any other adventure film. Where other films from the same genre, such as The Lord of the Rings or The Princess Bride, feel invested in their adventure and its goal in practically every scene, The Green Knight prefers to let its interest wander, often finding itself in scenarios that feel completely detached from the task at hand. The film feels more like a free-form psychological mystery, which in and of itself isn't necessarily bad, but it feels very detached from the legend on which it's based. I found it difficult to stay invested throughout the movie as it became challenging to figure out whether each scene or sequence would ever tie into the plot at all. So if you're looking for a movie with a very coherent plot, this is sadly not the movie for you. That being said, this amalgamation of loosely connected scenes is captured incredibly well. The majority of the shots are visually stunning, and despite working with a muted color scheme, it reflects that gritty and sort of sinister vibe the film gives off. While they might not make much sense in the grand scheme of the plot, these shots are captivating enough to warrant their inclusion in the film, and then some. A lot of the CGI is also very good when used in conjunction with proper lighting. The knight himself, in a shadowy atmosphere, looks hyper-realistic and allows the character to seamlessly convey a lot of subtle emotion. Other creatures throughout the film occasionally look like they're flimsily taped onto the background, and they fail to pass as real living beings. I'm not really sure how I feel about the acting here. The best I can say is that none of it felt bad, but because the movie does so little to get you invested in the characters and their purpose in the story, it was hard for me to connect with whatever the actors were trying to portray there. All in all, I think The Green Knight is a movie that will either be loved for its surreal beauty and ambiguous purpose, or hated for seemingly having no direction at all. Feel free to figure out your own impressions by checking this out at any one of our Charlotte County Library locations.